Hi folks, Frank Zorrilla here. The 5th of November, Sunday, midday, 1 o'clock. What we're going to do today is we're going to narrow down the universe of stocks and we're going to look at the top 250 names based on momentum. It's in my opinion that the biggest winners in the short term are going to come out of those top 250 names. When I say short term, I do believe, I'm a believer that stocks move in momentum bursts that may last 3 to 10 days, whereas stocks might go up 8 to 40% or 5 to 20%, depending on market conditions. And what we look for is we're looking for contraction in stocks that have very high momentum, because typically after that contraction, you normally get more upside. Not only more upside, but explosive upside. So we're going to go to the top 250 names. We're going to do that quickly. I'm going to see if we can find some names for tomorrow, specifically for tomorrow. And as I'm going through it, I'm going to give you some ideas, not only ideas, but some of the recent trades that are going to come up here, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So again, we're looking for stocks that have very high momentum, like this one, for example. It's something that we flagged a while ago here. They're not getting involved due to the volume, but this is what we're looking for. You get that first move, that first leg higher. You're never going to catch this move, and what you're waiting for is a consolidation. Let's see here. See this one here, for example. This one looks okay. Had a big move on some FDA approved is surgical robotic system. They do report this week, but here's what I'm talking about. Here's a stock that's got fresh momentum, goes up on huge volume. As a matter of fact, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This stock on this day traded 80 million shares here and traded 136 million here. Before this big move, this stock was trading roughly 1.7 million shares. So here's something that looks good. I like this stock going through Friday's high of 292, TRXC 292, and you put a stop right over here. Just give it some room. 250, so you put a buy stop at $3, a stop loss at 250, or maybe even if you want to play a little bit tighter, maybe here a shade under the 20-day moving average, which is 267, so you might want to put a stop at 260. But here's what we're looking for. We're looking for an explosive move. Here's the news. The stock has been trading down to sideways. It starts to consolidate. It starts to tighten up here, and this is what you want. Here's another one big move here for 2 days. Starts to trade sideways to down. It would have been a nice trade right over here through 490. ZGNX is one that I'm long. And here's a stock that had a major moves and positive news. Traded sideways down 3 days in a row. We've been long a couple of times here. The last time was right over here going through 38.40. The stock had a nice move, almost $43 2 days later, and this still looks good. Here's another stock that looks really great. Had a big move on some news, positive trials. This stock has been trading sideways for about, call it 17 days, and it still looks good. It's got to clear the 67 level. So ANAB is another stock for tomorrow, going through 67.49 with a stop at the low of the day. Give it some room, $64 a share. OSTK, another example of a stock that, this is fresh momentum. And then here it has a very nice move with some blockchain news, entering the digital coin business. The stock goes sideways for 13 days. It printed inside day right over here. And we got long here, 31.13, and it was off to the races. So typically what you see is a stock make a strong move. More than likely, unless you're into the story, you're not going to be involved on this first move, which is fine. It's irrelevant. What you want to do is you want to wait for the consolidation, and typically at the very end of this consolidation of 10 to 15 days, the stock starts to tighten up. And a lot of times they'll print an inside day, which very simply all that means is that today's high is lower than yesterday's high, and today's low is higher than the previous day low. So you have a candle within a candle. That typically, under this context, and under high momentum context, it just typically tells you this stock is ready to move. NTBC is another stock. Very high momentum. We got involved here, but got stopped out. But then it was off to the races all over again. CDNA looks good, but they report this week on the 9th. So you might have 3 days. I've had a buy stop on this stock for 2 days already, 2 days in a row, here and here at $5.95, but it's yet to trigger. I'm going to have one there more than likely tomorrow again, with a stop loss at $5.60 or November 9th, whichever comes first. So again, these are not household names, okay? These are not your Amazon or Facebooks. Most of these names are going to make these strong moves in the short term are very unknown names that typically at the beginning don't trade much volume. This stock was trading 17, 18,000 shares. Then suddenly news comes out and it has a big move. And then you're not going to be involved in this move. Unless you know the story beforehand, you're not going to be involved in this move. But what you want to do is you want to be involved on the second move. Here's another one, Grow. Here's the news here. They got involved in some blockchain business. For those of you who subscribe to the Zorcap Research, you got the recommendation right over here on Friday, I believe, at 220. The stock almost doubled, missed 100% for you guys in a matter of 10 days by 10 cents. So here's the stock. Has a huge move. This stock, just out of the blue, it's trading 56,000 shares. They come out with a major announcement about blockchain. That trades 1 million shares, goes up, almost doubles, goes sideways for a few weeks, and then here's an inside day. Here's the setup through this high. We sent out the newsletter or the recommendation right over here at 220. And then, Bitcoin has been doing well, and it goes up 85% in a matter of a couple of days. Cure is another name on the list on Friday. Had a big move on some phase, announces some pivotal studies. The stock has a big move. Every biotech now that has a big move like this one here does a secondary offering. The stock trades down. It prints an inside day. We had this as a recommendation going through 1486. And we took some off, I think 10% on Friday on that very same day. So this is what you're looking for. You don't want to chase these moves here. You want to wait for the consolidation. You want to wait the 10 to 15 days and then get involved in the second move higher. JP is another great example. This stock doesn't trade at all here. 46,000 shares, as you can see here. Come out with some big news. Stock goes up. It goes sideways for 20 to 25 days. We got involved here at 11.18. It goes up to 15, down 3 days in a row, print almost an inside day, and then it's off to the races again. So you don't want to chase these stocks. And typically this is not what happens. The stock went up roughly from 12 to 28. You typically don't see this. What you see is you see a big burst like this and then sideways again. But every now and then you might get lucky and get a JP that goes up 100% in a matter of a month. But the point is that you're looking for stocks that have very high momentum, and you're looking for that contraction, and you want to get involved at the end of the contraction, which is roughly 10 to 15 days. And what you're looking for is an explosive move for the next 3 to 5 days. And you can rank stocks based on the best performing stocks over the last 3 months, 6 months, or year to date. Go through the top 250 names if you have more time, the top 300. And I'm telling you right now, I can't promise you anything, but more than likely you're going to find the most explosive moves for the upcoming week within those names, within those 300, 400 names. And as I'm going through the list, most of these names are not household names, and they're never going to be household names. This one may be Missouri, but here's a situation that had a very explosive move from roughly 38 to almost 50. People get excited. They want to chase. They had a strategic partnership with Medtronics, but you don't want to chase this move. Here, consolidates, goes down. We got involved right over here, going through this level, and then it had a nice move higher. I think chasing is one of the easiest ways to lose money. GBT is a stock, in the news. There's been some call buying here, but we got involved right over here. Here is 926. We got involved going through 28.35. The stock's been going sideways for a long time, and it just took off. Right now, more than likely, you'll see a lot of people talk about this big cup and handle, and this is resistance. This is your buy point, and that could very well be. But there's always an opportunity to own the stock before it makes this big U-turn. ZYNE is something that we went long also last week at 10.03. Had a big move from $5 to roughly $10 a share, sideways for roughly, call it 20 to 25 days. And we bought the stock going through 10.03. Looks okay. Had a moved up to 10.50, and I think it goes a lot higher from here. But we're going to be looking to sell this stock. Either we get stopped out or on the way up on days 3 to 5. This one reports tomorrow. Juno's another name. Had a big move higher, sideways. All these little arrows is the days that we went long the stock. Right over here. And again, what you want is, if you look at these arrows, what you want is when you buy a swing trade, when you're doing a swing trade, you want the stocks to move up immediately. That normally tells you that you're picking them right and you're picking them at the right time, and that's what you want. It doesn't mean that if they don't move up immediately that you're not going to make money, but that's what you want. You don't want to buy something right up here because you might not be wrong over the next 2 to 3 months, but you're going to have to go through a lot of consolidation that might wear you out and you might lose patience with the stock. AONY, here's another name that we got involved right over here, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. We got involved going through 115.74, buy stop at 115.84. We got hit at 115.86, and it had a very nice move higher. And again, this is fresh momentum. This stock was under extreme accumulation, and then it just went sideways for days, and we wanted to get involved right before the stock started to move again. Fuel Cell, this is another great name. We got involved here the last couple of days. This stock's had a great weekly chart. Here's a big move, trading sideways. I still like this stock, and I own the stock here at roughly 225, 230. Here's another one, FPRX. Big downtrend, sideways for a while, but this is a big move from 26 to roughly $35 a share, actually to 42. Then you have to pull back. We got involved right over here going through this high. The high was 37.97. We had a stop loss at 38.07. We got hit at 38.21. But again, you don't want to chase this move. This is typically when you see everyone on Twitter and StockTwits talking about FPRX is going to the moon. You don't want to chase here. You want to wait for that pullback or the consolidation. You want to make sure that you don't get involved in these names and hold through numbers, because it's typically a crapshoot. Here's another one, V-Ray. We got involved here, 11.1 to 7.18. Stock's been trading sideways for a long time, pattern of lower highs. It has a nice move. Print an inside day. We put a stop at 7.01. I guess we had too much volume in there. We got hit at 7.18, but the stock had a huge move, up 15% on Friday alone. We took a bulk of it off, up 20%. But this is what you're looking for. You want to, get involved with a stock that's got fresh momentum, okay? And then you want to wait for the consolidation, and then you want to get involved on that first big up day. Okay, so we've gone through 156 names. We found 3 so far. If you want to do this on your own, this is TC2000, Word and TC2000, and you can rank these stocks, again, based on the best performance stocks year to date for the last 3 months. And basically what's going to happen is you're going to find the stocks with the highest momentum. and all you're doing is going through the list every single day. You know, Twitter is at number 192 here. We went long on Friday, just initiating a small position here. Stock had a big move based on numbers, on heavy volume. The stock traded 112 million shares. You know, didn't chase. Waited for the pullback, hit the 10-day moving average, bought a little bit here, and then the add-on, which is going to be with size, has to be through the previous day high. In this case, will be 2024, buy stop at 2034, stop at 1940. And like I said before, you're not going to come across some of the well-known names, just because the well-known names like Facebook, Amazon, Google, they don't move as quickly as these stocks do. You know, Facebook might be up 35% up 35% for the year. Most of these stocks can make that move in a week's time. The problem is, you know, you can narrow down your universe of stocks based on different things: earnings, sales, liquidity. But if you're a trader and you're not running hundreds of millions of dollars, I think this is your best list if you are a swing trader looking for short-term moves. Anything that has to do with 6 months or longer, typically you need some sales and earnings behind that story. All right, that's 250 names. All right, so we found TRXC. The report this week, midweek, but it might have an opportunity to make a run before then. I like the stock if and only if it goes to the 292, buy stop at 3, stop call it at 260. ANAB, which I am already long. It's yet to go. It's got to clear this 67.50 level, and it might make a nice move. CDNA also reports this week, so you know, it's either you put a buy stop at 595 for tomorrow. Either it runs or you run out of time and you get rid of it before the 9th. But either way, you can do this on your own, and what you're looking for is you're looking for fresh momentum. What that means is a stock that hasn't been doing much lately, some type of news comes out, has a big move, and then you're waiting for that consolidation. The consolidation, depending if it's the first move higher, like here, it might be 15 to 20 days. The second move higher typically is a little bit shorter. And I'll give you an example with ABEO. Here's the first move higher. This consolidation lasted about roughly 20 to 18 days. Okay, and then once you start to notice here that those consolidation, that debt period became shorter and shorter because people get antsy. There's a buyer out there who needs to get involved, and he can't wait the 10 to 15 days, so they get shorter and shorter and shorter. All right, so trade them well and be well. Again, you're looking for stocks with high momentum. You're looking for consolidation. At the end of that consolidation move, days, whatever it is, 10 to 15, you're looking for tightness. Typically, at the very end, you might see an inside day. And that inside day under this context means that the stock is ready to move. And you want to get involved through that previous inside day high. All right? So trade them well and be well.